facilities into elements to allow the competing telco to choose okay. For example, the facilities or networks can be unbundled into something like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, something like this. So the networks in the exchange room can be break up or can be unbundled into A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H to allow the competing telco to choose whether it wants to leave all of them or some of them or just even one of them. So what's the difference? Well, one of the major differences is, for example, the red line is the networks installed by the or owned by the competing telcos. One of the major differences is if the competing or the new telco if the new telco install more of its facilities into the exchange room, it will give the telco, the new telco, more flexibility to provide more services. For example, if there's another new telco which does not have much money, so it can only rely on the facilities provided by the incumbent. So the services provided by this telco will be fewer than the services provided by another telco. And of course, if you own the whole networks, you have the biggest flexibility to decide. You have the biggest range to decide what kind of services and product you can provide. So this is kind of the idea of, well, it's also evolved the concept or idea of the so-called so there are two concepts, and well, you can call it a debate whether it should be facility-based competition or service-based competition. And in both arguments, they are promoted, and there are some who agree with that. For those who agree with, not really agree with, who are more okay with service-based competition, they think, okay, because we know this network is very difficult to duplicate. So that's fine. Just allow the incumbent to own it. However, we count down those services, the difference of the service provided on those networks. So we encourage different users to provide different services running on those networks. But they are also promoters of facility-based competition. That the promoter thinks, the promoter of this theory thinks, okay, if all the telcos are running services on the same networks, so the services and products they can provide are just those. In here, it's just all those services and products can be provided by here. They can only provide as many, in many cases, fewer than him, right? So in that case, we should encourage the competing telcos to install their own networks. At least we should encourage them to install more of their network here. That's why we are going to unbundle the network. But ideally, we want them to install everything. We want them to install not just their networks, but also their exchange room. So that's it. We want them to duplicate, to install their own networks. Ideally, we want every telco to have its own networks, but we know it's not. They know it's not quite possible. So at least they want to unbundle those networks and allow these telcos to leave as few of these elements as possible, to install their own facilities as many as possible, at least in here. So that is the idea of unbundling of local loops. Make sense? Okay. Okay, so we'll talk more about unbundling of networks later, but well, here this is an illustration of the architecture about how roaming network, how mobile networks of local loop unbundling connect into the local loop, and these are the something I don't understand. So this is how complicated. Look, there are some virtual network and facilities. There are some physical facilities. This is how complicated local loops looks like. So basically, there are so many facilities in network, just like here. So the unbundling of network is to allow competing telcos to choose which elements they really want to leave. Okay, as I say, the more you install your own facilities, the more types of services and products you can provide. And also, there are also another reason: if you lift everything here, it's difficult to argue about the price of the lifting price with the incumbent. Okay, but if you leave just a few of them here, there's more flexibility for you to negotiate about the price about leasing, because you don't lease everything. Okay, that's the idea of local loop unbundling. And talking about the price, there's also another obligation about the price of local loop unbundling, which is it should be cost oriented. Okay, it should not just about real cost, but it should be allowed a reasonable rate of return of investment. We'll talk about that in this class.